we're doing this process. I have like an excited feeling whenever I do. No, that's a Sharpie pen. I have very little makeup these days. I'm not wearing any makeup. Let's start with that. And I have interesting hair. This is for the public, but normally I don't have a shirt on. But this is for YouTube. This is my hair. It's pretty cool, right? If I make like on the mask, like cat horns, kind of like, what's his name? My favorite rapper, what's his name? God damn it. He has 2 chunks of afro. We need as much light as possible over here. We have another light, but... Oh, watch this. We're professionals over here. Feel light, feel light. I'm great. Lighting, not too much. Oh, see how that like just a little bit preserves the torch light, but illuminates illuminates the facial features. Where's everybody from? What are you doing this Friday evening? Oops, I dropped my bag. This is my home. It's exactly what the description says. It's my home. I live under a bridge. And I live under a bridge in Oahu. What did you click on? Did you read the title before you clicked on it? I'm prepping for kind of a Halloween theme. So tonight's video, I don't even think, where is your eye supposed to go? Here? In the middle? Where is... Okay, let's go to the kitchen. What's up, dogs? Let's go to the kitchen. I've just made some tea. Tea is wonderful. That is where I do my washing dishes. This is one of my 4 dogs. See, here we have 2 torch lights. So I've never ever liked these masks, ever. I thought I hated them. They seem like... So today we're exploring the theme of wearing a mask, of which I've never worn a mask like this. This is the first time I've ever worn a mask like this. Who else has experience wearing a masquerade type of... Like, this is from Eyes Wide Shut, right? What does it bring up for you when you see this mask? Finn C, someone asked me a good question. Is it dangerous being homeless in Oahu? It's not dangerous for me, but there's always a danger of being outdoors. I've got 4 dogs that bark really loud, and most people, naturally, they are kind of mean as well. And most people, right? Can I focus? Most people are pretty afraid when they hear that much barking. And then if anything else fails, then I have some various weapons set up in different places. Like, I have no door. You can't see it, see? I have no door. So if someone felt like they wanted to come in, they could. And so then if they wanted to come in and they got past my dogs, then I'd have to use the machete. Then I'd have the excuse to use the machete. But I'm not in fear of that. I don't live in fear, see? Like, I've been here a year. Let's try to fix my hair here. I've been here a year, and it's stable. I have stability, which is something that, like, it's if you have stability as a houseless person, you are wealthy, almost. You know, you're gold. So if you can get a place where you can camp and nobody will bother you, the police don't bother you, the city is not trying to sweep you out, then you're gold, which is what this place is, gold. So I can't tonight. It's raining in Oahu, where I'm at. So I can't do the fire. I can't do a fire. So I am in a rain-proof, tsunami-proof, down below here, which you cannot see, is the drain. So there's like a river down there. So it doesn't flood when it rains, you know? So some homeless people, they live under bridges, and then when it rains, they're in danger of their life. But you know, you gotta have good survival skills, basically. Like, I really think of this as like The Walking Dead, and my survival skills were already honed through survival camping at Burning Man. I've been to Burning Man like 6 times. I went to Japan by myself. But mostly homelessness teaches you about survival, and it hones your survival skills. So I think the most preparation is Burning Man, where you have to survival camp in the desert through dust storms and through all that stuff. That's how I trained. 6 years of Burning Man trained me to be a good homeless person. And watching lots of Walking Dead. Lots of Walking Dead. So I'm a zombie killer. I even have a fucking machete, right? I have a machete ready. I have 4 dogs. But I don't live in fear. I don't think like that. So my door's open. If you'd like to come through and try your luck, you know, like, there is no door and people leave me alone. I'm protected. I'm protected by the divine, but like, I have aura, is what social media would call it. Like, aura is your protection that keeps you safe on the streets, that keeps you safe everywhere. So Finn C is saying that in saturated. So here where I'm at, the exchange is to be by yourself and left alone. You don't have as many resources. So I'm on a different level of homelessness. I'm pretty much off grid. I'm almost off grid. But off grid to me is hot water and electricity. I'm saving up for a Jackery generator. So once you get to the Jackery generator level, you're pretty much like off grid. If you're stable and you have electricity and hot water access, then I would say that you're off grid. if you're homeless, you're dealing with being outdoors, you're in the elements, you're getting swept out every week. That is homeless. And homeless in that manner is really like caused by major mental illness. I mean, I'm mentally ill. I'm mentally ill, of course. That's why I do these videos. That's why I've been on YouTube since like 2005 or something. I have history back. Because it's like accepted form of talking to yourself. You're soliloquizing and other people are watching. You guys are watching. And so I'm like soliloquizing to an audience, and that's therapeutic. And sometimes that's the only form of therapy that you have. And that's why people do it. Did you ever watch Tila Tequila? She was the first Asian social media girl. So I'm wearing a mask. Different angles. It looks nice. What do you think? I don't know. So I didn't finish my, so I'm alone up here because I have a car. I have a car. I can drive far away from resources. I'm not at the homeless level where I need to walk everywhere. So I experienced that. I tried to rent my car out. I need to cook. Let's go to my refrigerator. So if you are off-grid, if you are stable, then the better way to live is buying daily ice and putting it in an ice box, a vertical ice box. Because then you can keep food like in a normal way. It's just as cold, and it doesn't fucking pool. You don't have all your soggy, wet food growing bacteria and maggots. Your soggy, wet food is growing bacteria and maggots, and that's causing you to get sick. From this angle, it looks like I'm actually skinny, but my doctor just told me that I'm like almost obese and that I need to cut down my my salt intake. But as a homeless person, all you have is simple, high salty, preservative meals, like seafood pancake here from Walmart. This is what I'm gonna make tonight. And let me show you my... Is that the cat? Meow. Let's show you what's in the, see, so I have these plastic things because if you don't, the mice will eat your food. So you need to choose stuff that's high cholesterol, like not fresh bagels with lots of preservatives. But what these lots of preservatives do is cause you to be like, gain so much weight. These tortillas, these are not fresh. These are full of preservatives and fat. They never go bad. They are like McDonald's burgers or something. They never go bad. Thanks for asking good questions, Fincy. Yes, all of the poor people, like, we're invisible, right? And you would like to think that most homeless people are on drugs, but really most homeless people are poor first, and there's a section that are on drugs, mostly crystal meth. But there's a lot of us that are just poor, working poor, that don't have the credit score or don't have the family or don't have the, what else do you need? You mainly need credit, and you need a clean record. So I have a clean criminal record. I don't have a credit score. And I don't have a landlord reference because the last place I lived, the two last places I lived were like toxic narc homes full of crazy, narcissist, manipulative landlords. And you can, take their side if you want to and say it must be me because I'm homeless, I deserve this. But that's the explanation. So I don't have a landlord reference. I don't have credit, but I had, what did I have? I don't have a criminal record and I have income. Isn't that crazy? But right now I don't have enough income. I need this to make my seafood pancake. Hold on. I don't have enough income. Yes, drugs become a way to cope with poverty. For sure. Yeah, especially meth, right? There is, so I have to get my water from, watch out, where's my pan? Pan. I have to get my water from the parks. So I don't have any water. I fill up this jug thing, right? And I wash my dishes like I'm doing now. Or I take dirty dishes and cook in them. Hold on, I'm gonna wash this because I saw a cockroach in it. I have a really unique situation in that I was bullied at my job as well. So I was blackballed from my industry, and so I couldn't get a better job. Even though I applied, I was trying and trying and trying. Even though I had the inclination that I was being blackballed, blacklisted, black something. But so where I get my water from, I get 15 gallons every 5 days. And that's with me and 4 animals. So where we kauhale, which is community gather, is going to be around water and garbage, and mostly water and bathroom. Watering hole is pretty much where community of homeless people are going to be. This old lady, I just pretty much figured that she's on meth. She was in prison. She doesn't have any documents. She's always talking to herself, but she's very coherent, at the same time. People leave her food, not just me. Whenever I go there, I ask her if she needs anything, and I come back and I bring her a bento and stuff. And she gets really excited. She's able to, but, there's people like her, and I see her a lot because I have to go there every, we know who each other are. And it's so crazy that homeless people don't think I'm homeless. Like Japanese people don't think I'm Japanese. And so they ask me for money, right? And then I think to myself, well, if I'm in a position to give you something, but I'm not really. So I have 4 mouths to feed already. 5 mouths, including my own. So I cope with poverty by medical marijuana, for sure, and all the trauma and all the, ish in this life. That's definitely a coping mechanism. But you can see how if you don't have enough money to get EBT, you don't have documents to get food stamps, that smoking a stimulant would be a good solution, right? And if you can't be housed, it's just a way to maintain a certain level of depression. Because you can last a very long time, it seems like, in my observation. And it's just gripped everyone in this state. More than fentanyl, more than other drugs. There's very few people that I see doing the fentanyl, the zombie lean. We don't really have that as much. It's crazy, but it's meth. Crystal meth makes you numb to problems. It makes you not have an appetite. It makes you able to pack up all your shit and move out in 24 hours, and then the next day move back and put everything back up the way that it was. Oftentimes when I was doing that at the beach, I was tempted to get a stimulant, but I don't like crystal meth. Like, my stimulant of choice is cocaine, but I don't have access to that. Isn't that crazy? I don't have access to that in Hawaii. It's not a readily available drug, and I'm not someone who's gonna go look really hard for it. So that's how I know that it's not. It would be offered to you what's available. And even though people say that there's heroin and stuff, I don't know. It could be your circles, but I have been in many homeless circles. And the drug of choice is meth. I've not even seen, like, I would love to do, I couldn't find it. Even people, I'm cooking a seafood pancake. These are good for homeless people to eat, seafood pancake. I live on a 1-burner system. Very important. Even when I was living at the beach, I had 1 burner. I gotta cook my food, y'all. Let's see. Where's my spatula? I will just use the Asian spatula, aka chopsticks. So using the 1 burner, that's like, if you can get food stamps, that was my start, living at the beach, and just, this is not really working. How about the next progression? I need to cook. That makes me feel, that gives me the routine of home. And this routine of home, everything that I've created here is a routine of home. And that gives me sanity. That gives me that stability that I need. Even when I was at the beach, just making your tent, I have always had a kitchen set up, which is like, basic utensils and stuff for the dogs, and then my burner on top, and then like, this is a really complex thing. I'm able to like stock it with stuff, because I have stability, because we don't worry about sweeps here. I've found carpet remnants from all over the city and made carpet so that you can walk barefoot in your home. This is like what humans need to create home. So you can create a home with not that much money, even though to some people, I make a lot of money. But I mean, to the average like person on the street who doesn't have a job or a car, like, it's crazy that I'm side by side with them. But then again, I'm not side by side with them anymore. So after Hot Bush, then I was able to move into housing, into a house, a shared house for a little while. I thought that would be a good idea, but that was a narc household with a really awful, manipulative landlord and a Jabba the Hutt roommate who was like possibly the nastiest woman I've ever met in my life. And that's a lot. That's saying a lot, right? She was the most awful, hateful, horrible bully that I stood up to, and that was my housing, you know what I mean? And so that's, after there, I left here to here. And that's why I feel so fine, so great, just living here. I'm free. So there's another section of homeless people who don't use drugs, but they want to be free. They're free. They're into freedom. And I think that would be me. Freedom. So I don't want people to nag me about having 4 dogs. I don't want people to nag me. Period. My mom used to nag me. Did that work? It never worked. It just irritates me. And I break the rules anyway. I break the rules that I don't like. That's basically how my adult self operates. I'm an adult child. That's another thing that I've discovered. So if you, like, every person who's homeless and on drugs has a trauma, has multiple traumas. But mine is being an adult child. So that means I was raised by children, adult children, narcissists. They didn't know any better, so they neglected their kids. It looks like I have hair, right? But I do not. It's an illusion. Can some of you subscribe if you're watching this? Hit the subscribe button and then I'll have more subscribers. Because people don't really watch the channel. So I'm trying to figure out how to become more influential. And I would like people to be there. Oh, here's my spatula. Because I have a plan, you know? You can hear that I have a plan. You can hear it in my voice, right? Like, I'm too smart to stay here for too long. But maybe I'm smart for... Oops. Maybe I'm smart for being here. Oh my God, I have rice. I have rice and nori. That's a lot. That's another thing that I've just learned in this homeless life. Seaweed, nori, and rice. Perfect. Very easy to make with my one pot system. But I can basically make anything. And the ironic thing is I've learned how to cook some things that I didn't know how to cook before I was homeless. If you look at my videos, I do have that fancy. Like, I have just different things, morning routine and stuff. Okay, so we have the nori roll and we have rice. What are we gonna put in the rice? My dogs love this stuff. They go crazy for this canned salmon. So, but I could just eat, I'll eat that for tomorrow because I gotta finish the seafood pancakes. Is there any twerking with this performance? Oh, Kevin, I am 49. The good thing about childhood trauma is you usually look young. That's what I tell people. My trauma keeps me young. I'm an adult child. I'm from California. I live in Hawaii. This is Hawaii. This is Oahu. Somewhere in Honolulu. I can't tell you where. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat. Yeah, you guys should join. Not join. Hit subscribe so you can watch the next one. All right? Ta-ta.